Today, we're back in Paris, on a construction job. The owners of the palace want us to take down every single chandelier in the place, and I thought, what better way to do it than by dealing with some target in the process? And it so happens that there's a black hat in the area that we need to deal with. So we're going to drag them around the place and drop every single chandelier on them. That way we'll know how many there are as well. What you're seeing in the background here is the setup to gradually be able to drag them around the place, which I've fast forwarded through for you. If you don't want to see this, I'll leave a timestamp on the screen now for you to skip, before we get on to the counting. So, with that said, let's get started. The first chandelier we started with was the one in the auction bit with a laptop. I then moved on to the one in the corridor outside of that. The next two were the ones inside of the auction room, the one closest to where the stand is, and the one in the middle of the actual seats for the auction. The next one is the room next to the auction bit, between that and the other room with the designer in. It was at this point I did get hunted a bit, so I had to clear out a few more guards. Before I then moved on to this room, the evacuation room for this auction. Next one I did, after scouting out a bit more, was the one inside of Dahlia's room. Did also come across a couple of guards at this point, so I had to deal with those as well. That was the final chandelier for the upstairs bit, so I had to go then downstairs to start with the ones in the landing area. That was after I've made sure I got rid of all the upstairs ones first. The next one was over in the room with all the antiques. The one on the landing as well. Now we moved on to the two in the antiques room. There was the first one. And there was the second one here as well. Next up, we moved on to the staircase between the first and second floors, the chandelier that side. As well as also the other one for the landing between second and third floors. Just scout around a bit more to check out the area before moving on to the one on the middle of the staircase between the first and second floor. All the ones I dealt with next were the side rooms from the main catwalk area, so we had 4 each side. The first one being here in the room with the settees, and then also the big meeting room. Next we have the middle dining room with the big table in the middle. And the one this side, which I believe is the art room, which I had trouble shooting this one, so I just used a winch instead. Just as good of a job really, with a bit of ragdoll body as well. We also had the same thing the other side as well, where we started with this room with a piano. The one with the balcony that overlooks the outdoor patio. And this one, which is the art room. Next up, I went over to the other side where the sheep's room is located, and I had to shoot the door open there. There were 2 chandeliers in this room, the first one being closest to the bathroom, and the second one being closest to where the guards normally stood. The next one I did was the one in the sheik's bedroom. Then after that I dragged the black hat back out onto the main staircase, where Viktor Novikov starts at the start of the mission. The final one for the second floor was in the evacuation room for Viktor Novikov, which is where there's normally a briefcase. The final set of chandeliers we had to deal with were downstairs, now on the first floor, the first one being in the main entrance. After that, we dragged them through the area after clearing out some of the guards from the ground floor. The next set were all in the inside party area where the bar is. There are a total of 6 in this room, spread out across the floor. Brings us up to 33, and the next one we deal with is the one in the staircase between the basement and the first floor. And then the final ones I have to deal with are in this main section here, near to the back garden area. There's 1, there's 2, and then we've got the third one on the other side. That brings us to a grand total of 37 different chandeliers in the building, which let's just say that's a bit of damage there. Thanks for watching, be sure to like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.